Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Boom Shakha and I welcome you to my channel. I am so grateful again to all of you guys who are listening, subscribing, commenting on my channel. I really appreciate it. And I will never ever ignore any of you guys. So if you guys want to message me anywhere on any of the forums, I will always reply back to you in good time because I am busy, but I will always reply back. I never ignore anyone. I get so many messages of people saying, "Oh, I hope that you reply to me. I hope you don't ignore me." And I'm like, of course I won't ignore you. Come on. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about how INFJs have this weird thing about not losing things or not losing themselves in their environment, in unfamiliar surroundings, in unfamiliar situations, from unfamiliar relationships. I have this thing where like every single time I'm walking around and I have three things that I'm always really careful about. Those are the most precious things to me. I can lose everything else, it doesn't matter to me, but those three things have to stay with me forever and ever and ever. And it's because I move around a lot, so my passport, I always have my passport on hand because, again, as I said, I move around a lot. My laptop, my baby, I do everything on her, so I really have to have her every single moment of every single day. And my wallet, like it has my money in it, cash is paramount here in Thailand. You don't use cards, you don't use Apple Pay, so you need your wallet, right? Besides that, there's nothing else that if I lost it, it doesn't really matter to me. My phone, yes, it's important to me, but not that important. I do appreciate having it. Thank you for the phone. But it's an old phone and I use it very rarely, right? I don't like talking on the phone and all of my stuff that is on the phone is on the computer. So more important to me is my laptop. Of course, I do appreciate having a phone, right? So two or three things. I really need them around me all the time and I love them and I don't want to lose them. I always carry them with me. I'm obsessed with making sure that they're fine. And so because I have this thing against losing things, not only just this, but even a pair of flip-flops. The other day, I was walking around in these really old flip-flops. I mean, they're really old, guys. I mean, they're falling apart, right? And so they're really old and I'm walking around in them and someone says to me, why don't you just get rid of them? They're old. And I think to myself, but why? They're still good. I can still walk around in them. Yeah, sometimes they, rip apart a bit and I have to fix them, but that's all right. I have this weird thing about losing things. And so that day itself, for some reason, I guess the universe was telling me something, I lost those flip-flops. I had left them somewhere and someone must have taken them. It happens a lot here. People lose their flip-flops or they are drunk or they're high and they don't realize that it's not theirs. And so they'll grab someone else's flip-flops and walk around in them until they realize that they're wearing two of the different kinds of flip-flops or they're wearing two lefties instead of two righties, things like that. So it happens a lot. And so probably someone saw my flip-flops and thought, yes, flip-flops, free ones, yay, let me just grab them. They're probably walking around right now and then thinking, wow, these are really uncomfortable. But that's okay. So, but for me, it was like, shit, I lost my flip-flops. I roamed around for like an hour looking for them. I went everywhere that I could have possibly gone. I thought to myself, but how could I have lost them? I don't leave them anywhere. Any time they're with me, either they're with me or they're by my door. So someone must have come to my door and seen flip-flops and taken them. Totally fine, of course. There's just flip-flops. They're like $5, even less. It doesn't really matter, right? But the truth is, like, we hate losing things. I hate losing anything. It doesn't even matter if it's the smallest of things. Even if it's an elastic from my head, like the hair ties. Even if it's just a hair tie, those are like 20 cents or whatever, cheaper. But if I lose one that I've been holding on to every single day, then I feel like a pain, a sense of loss. I feel like I feel not good enough anymore. I feel like, oh my God, am I gonna lose everything? Like, what's going on? Am I not paying attention? What's the sign? What's the universe trying to tell me? What am I trying to tell myself? Am I not paying enough attention? Should I be paying more attention? Am I losing my mind? Blah, blah, blah. So all of this doubt, all of this fear, all this anxiety comes up anytime we lose anything. So of course, in order to avoid that, because we hate feeling like that, we make sure that we never ever lose anything. How I do that, for me specifically, is that I carry very few things with me. I always carry everything in a bag because if I carry it in my hands, I'm always going to lose it. And so I always have everything in one bag. I only use one bag. I don't move things around from one bag to another because you always lose things when you do that. And I always carry that bag around with me everywhere. And weirdly enough, OCD-like, I will always, every few hours, check that I have everything. Especially when I'm traveling, because I do travel a lot between Thailand and Toronto. It's a really long flight. It's 30 hours long, with layovers and movement and a lot of like leaving things here and there. There's a lot of chances for you to lose things. So I'm always, every single time I put my bag down, I check, do I have my laptop? Do I have my wallet? Do I have my passport? Do I have my phone? Those 4 things. And I make sure, do I have all those things? Cool, perfect, great. If I don't have them, then I go back and I retrace my check. And it rarely happens. It only happened once where I left my laptop in, the screening, when they do the security screening. You know how you take your laptop out and you put it in a separate box? I left it, and I was checking my bag. When I sat down, I was like, shit, where's my laptop? I almost had a heart attack. Seriously, guys, I almost had a heart attack. I almost had one. But then I realized, oh shit, I think I might have left it in security screening. And that's what I love about Thailand and about Thai people. They were looking for me. They're like, we don't remember where you were, but we remember your face. And so we're looking for you to give you your laptop. They were so sweet. That's what I love about Thailand. Like, it's very rare that you lose something. I know people have left their keys in their motorbikes, or they've left their keys in their doors, and the security guard like takes it out and leaves it in like an envelope for you, or takes it and reminds you, I have your key. You left it in your motorbike. And so it's very rare that things get stolen here, of course. But it's not about things being stolen by Thai people, because the locals are very kind and very sweet and very honest. But it's about things being stolen by Farangs, by the foreigners. Not that I'm saying they're more dishonest, but they're also more drunk. They're poorer. They also want to travel for very cheap, so it's an extra source of income for them. And also they're high all the time, so a lot of times they take things without even realizing that it's not theirs. So you can't blame anyone unless, the only person you can blame is yourself. So even for those flip-flops that I lost, it's my fault. I left them outside my door. Of course someone can take them. I would be like, well, yeah, it's an open invitation for them to take it, right? So that's why I never, ever, ever leave my laptop, my phone, my passport, my wallet, anywhere. They're always on me. The only place I would leave them is in my office where I work, and because I trust that no one's going to come in and take it, right? And even then, I'm thinking to myself, should I be taking it with me? And I think, okay, don't be crazy, Shikha. Can't carry your laptop around with you while you're walking around doing your work. That's insane, okay? So I trust. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just going to leave it in my office. Everything's going to be fine. And that's my OCD coming out again. But that's how we are in terms of losing things. Now, losing ourselves in unfamiliar surroundings or unfamiliar situations. I've already spoken about this. We have this thing where we do Recon Missions. And I've spoken about this in the previous video. If you guys want to check it out, you can just Google Recon Missions Boom Shaka. And so what we do is every single time we are going into a new unfamiliar situation, anything new where you're like, oh, I don't know what this place looks like, or I don't know what this situation looks like, I don't know what this workplace looks like, I don't know what this relationship is going to look like, we do recon. So we ask questions, we roam around, we check out all the exits, we look at where all the bathrooms are, we look at where everything exists, where everything is located, where all the people are, just to make sure that the unfamiliar situation is familiarized. Yeah? We make sure that everything is familiar to us. We like knowing where everything is. We don't like being lost. And that's sometimes a bad thing, of course, right? Because it kind of keeps us from being spontaneous. But once I know my surroundings, once I know where I am, then I can be spontaneous. But I need to have that familiarity to get into spontaneity. I can't just get into it right away. Unlike a lot of other people where, spontaneity is their key way of dealing with things. Right? I don't want to know everything. I want everything to be spontaneous. For us, it's the other way around. So I don't know if you guys are exactly the same as me. Maybe I'm just insane. Or maybe I know I'm a little insane. But how do you guys deal with lost things? Or do you have this weird thing about not losing things either? Because I am always constantly thinking about it. Keys, I guess keys is another thing. I always make sure I put my keys in a familiar pocket in my wallet, in my purse every single time. Because if I have it in there, I can always put my hand in and quickly check, oh, my keys are still in there. Awesome, cool, great, I'm still good, right? Same thing when I go out dancing. I have this little pouch that I carry with me. It's very uncool, but it has my keys in it and my phone. And that's the only 2 things I carry. I usually don't carry money on me. I don't drink. I have my water bottle. You guys know she exists with me all the time. And so I will always carry with me these 3 things. And so I know where they always are. But I'm always constantly touching my pouch to say, okay, cool. Is my key still in there? Yes, it is. My phone still in there? Cool, it's it. So then I can go back to being spontaneous again, to dancing, right? But I'm always constantly checking. Like an OCD thing, But once I know that they're there, I'm fine. Like as soon as I know they're there, boom, I'm all right. Like I don't think about it again until a few hours later, a few minutes later, whatever it might be, my cadence. As I grow older, I become less crazy about it, so I check less often. But when I was a child, I used to check so many times a day. I mean, I think every few minutes I'd be like, is it still there? Is it still there? Is it still there? Same thing with my parents. When I was young, I would always be checking if my parents are still there around me. It was this weird thing. I was afraid of being abandoned. I was afraid of being left alone. I was afraid of being, my parents fought a lot, so I was always afraid that, they're going to leave me by myself, or they're going to leave me to take care of my brother and sister by myself. And I'll be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So I would always be checking. My parents still around? Their parents still around? Parents still around? And if they were good, if they weren't, whoa, I'd freak out. And I'd be like, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where's he? Where's he? Where's he? And then once I found them out again, okay, cool, I'm fine again. It was a weird thing. Maybe I'll speak a little bit more about that in a future video. Again, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys enjoy all of the different videos that I'm doing. I do a lot of videos on INFJs. Eventually, little by little, I'm going to do more videos on other things that I'm interested in, like creativity and spirituality and entrepreneurship. Those are three of my loves. I love talking about it. But for right now, I have a lot of topics for INFJs. I have about 500 of them. So I'm going to kind of run through them, and then maybe eventually I'll do other things that you guys might be interested in listening to. For now, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. I hope again that you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.